Hello, this is Dr. Amy Breeze Harper of the Sister Vegan Project, and I wanted to alert you to something that my friend needs help with, and I wanted to give you some context. Her name is Lawana Decatur, and she is an amazing activist. So I think the best way to describe her work is um, I guess there's a phrase called I am because they were or are. So, kind of talking about the work of folk that have either come before you or a generation older than you and are doing this hard activist work, this struggle to make sure that the generation to come also can live in a world that is less embedded with systemic oppression and suffering. And I think that's a really great way to describe Lawana's amazing work that she's doing. So I met Lawana last year for the Free Marissa Alexandra campaign, which I helped to do social media for the East Bay chapter. And Lawana just has been doing amazing work, doing theatrical performances that I recorded with my video for her to better express what has happened to Marissa Alexandra, a black woman in Florida who fired warning shots toward her abusive husband. And unfortunately, the stand your ground did not apply to her, and she was arrested, and her newborn child was taken away from her. Her children were taken away. And later, her abusive husband actually got custody of the newborn baby, and Marissa went to jail for firing a warning shot. So this is a huge deal, and Lawana has worked tirelessly making sure that people are made aware of not just Marissa Alexandra, but what her situation represents in terms of a systemically misogynistic, patriarchal, racist, not just legal system, but just the system itself, and these double standards that exist. And also, especially after what happened to Trayvon Martin, and then this happens to Marissa Alexandra, and what happens to who does what and who's using the gun, with George Zimmerman, and also Angela Coker, the attorney for Florida, who's basically treating Marissa Alexandra the same way that Zimmerman was being treated. She was trying to get a conviction for Zimmerman, and that didn't happen, right? So she decided to do the same thing for Marissa Alexandra, except it's two different situations, and she should be supporting her. So Lawana Decatur, she's an activist who's been doing this work to help alleviate the suffering. And it's because of people like Lawana that people like me have more of a opportunity to do the work that we're doing. She's a generation older than me and a great inspiration. And Lawana needs help. She's been working hard for years, and you'll see at the link after this video that she's about to lose her house. And just the way the system works, if you hurt yourself, if you're injured, it's hard to get disability. It's hard to just get the resources you need to thrive. And I want to make sure that Lawana can thrive so she can continue to help those that are most marginalized in society and don't have the resources and support they need. So Lawana ended up going across the country, America, with a caravan of other, I think mostly women-identified people, women of color, mostly women of color, this past year, going across the country to end up in Florida to kind of support Marissa Alexandra and to educate people about the case and what's happening to her. Also with, thousands of women who tried to fight against their abusive spouses or usually boyfriends, though I know women are partnered with more than just men, and just educating people about the meaning of Marissa Alexandra's case and really understanding systemic racism, sexism, misogyny, and how it affects those of us in the society who identify as women of color, who are trying to protect ourselves or try to prevent domestic abuse and violence. So what I'm asking of you today is to help Lawana not lose her home, because you can't be a thriving, awesome activist in most cases if you don't have the basics like a home to live in, if you don't have food, just the basics. So if she doesn't have that and she loses that, then we lose an incredible activist, because it's hard to do that type of work, like I said, when you don't have what you need. So this would be a great holiday gift for Lawana, and also for me, because I need her. I need someone like her and many like her to continue doing this hard work, this often undervalued work, because she's doing work that is priceless. But look what the economic situation is that she's in. Completely unfair and ridiculous, but it really does speak to what is valued in the society and what is not, in terms of dismantling systemic oppression. So what I like you to do is, if you can afford it, to contribute to Lawana's fund, okay, to save her home and just help her thrive. Okay, so let me know what you think, and comment, and let's help. Let's come together and make sure we can do this work together, because for far too long, people doing this work on the margins with limited resources, we do it, and to some degree we're almost like martyrs because we know it has to be done, but at what expense and what cost. So let's come together and make this happen. Let's make sure that Lawana gets what she needs.